Hi everyone, welcome to TLC and thank you for joining me on another song review. So this time we are going to review War by Bob Marley, and it was released in 1976. Yes. So let's get down straight into the lyrics. Okay, so Bob Marley opens up with, until the philosophy which holds one race superior and another inferior is finally and permanently discredited and abundant, everywhere is war. Me say war. Here Bob Marley is telling us that the subject about race is an issue for society, and it's something we've been dealing with since the beginning of time. Together with cultural racism, economic racism, institutional racism, supremacy racism, racial discrimination, segregation racism, racial ideologies, and subconscious bias. Race has become the most controversial issue of the millennium. Black people everywhere are facing intense racial discrimination, to the extent that the other race are now witnessing the injustice, therefore fulfilling the written prophecy about race. We, as the human family whom have been made by one holy Father, Father Noah, after the great biblical flood, had 3 sons, Ham, Shem, and Japheth. Now 3 nations, they are Asia, Africa, and Europe. Bob Marley is warning through His Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie's speech in 1937. During the United Nations speech, His Majesty articulated the point of discretion about the subject of race, that until we are able to put aside our differences, unite and work together, chaos will always remain in this world. So by working together, we can achieve a lot more, because as a human family, we are all given gifts. We were all given gifts. Asians were given gift of wealth. Africans were given the gift of knowledge and wisdom, i.e. the biblical King Solomon, which was very wise. Europeans were given the gift of science, hence the daily space missions. But once we're all able to come together as one family that we all know we are and we can be, only then will there be peace in the world. That until there is no longer first class and second class citizen of any nation, until the color of a man's skin is no more significance than the color of his eyes, me say war. So society defines the group of first class citizens by their wealth and occupation, placing them in higher ranks than the others solely by their income or capital, which causes a huge negative social impact and frustration. Meanwhile, second-class citizens have limited legal rights, limited civil rights, limited social economic opportunities, and are often subject to mistreated and neglect by the hands of their superiors. It was prophesied in the Bible many thousands of years ago. Acts 7. But God spoke to this effect, that His descendants will be aliens in a foreign land, and that they will be enslaved and mistreated for 400 years. Then Bob Marley says that until the basic human rights are equally guaranteed to all without regard to race, this is war. Bob Marley is saying that the basic human rights are flawed by the organization of categorizing humans into groups. The minority group of people relatively usually experience many disadvantages as compared to the members of the dominant majority social group. All these discrimination factors distort the basic human rights that everyone, everywhere, should be equally guaranteed. Then he says that until that day, the dream of lasting peace, world citizenship, rule of international morality will remain in but a fleeting illusion to be pursued but never attained. Now everywhere is war. War. In this part, Bob Marley is telling us, is letting us know that all our efforts may not come to everlasting peace. Well, not by ourselves anyway. Again, this is referring to the battle against good and evil, meaning that the spiritual battle is way bigger than us or our incline, for man's thoughts are futile. The Bible verse, Psalms chapter 94 verse 11. The Lord knows the thoughts of man, that they are futile. So we can try to solve these problems as we presently try to do. We can keep going around in circles, but it's just an illusion of our imagination. If we do not put our trust and faith in our Lord, for no battle can be won without the Lord on your side. He is our King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. He is our God. Then Bob Marley says, and until the ignoble and unhappy regimes that hold our brothers in Angola, in Mozambique, South Africa, subhuman bondage, have been toppled, utterly destroyed, well, everywhere is war. Me say war. This clearly speaks of Sahara, where there has been African human trafficking. In many SSA countries, poverty is a major factor. Young children are forced into work. In Senegal, some of the children are forced by religious teachers to beg for food and money in the streets. As the products of famine, armed conflicts, rural-urban migration, unemployment, poverty, and broken families, street children are highly vulnerable to traffickers. Is the world moving towards the direction of solving these horrific numbers as starvation rises? So this is the point he's talking about in his songs. Then he says, war in the east, war in the west, war up north, war down south, war. There's rumors of war, that until the day the African continent will not know peace, we Africans will fight if necessary, and we know we shall win, as we are confident in the victory. Bob Marley has always been very vocal about Africa, especially Ethiopia. Under the Peace Treaty of 1947, Italy recognized the sovereignty and independence of Ethiopia. Following the entry of Italy into World War II, the British Empire restored the sovereignty of Ethiopia. In the course of an East African campaign in 1941, but the Italian guerrilla warfare continued until 1943. This was followed by the British recognition of Ethiopia's full sovereignty, without any special British privilege, when the Angola-Ethiopian agreement was signed in December 1944. So when he says we Africans will fight if necessary, he is making a statement here that the inhabitants of Ethiopia, they will defend her and they will fight for her if necessary. The Bible verse, Psalms chapter 48 verse 3, it states, God in her palaces has made himself known as a stronghold. Then it finally ends with this repeatedly, of good over evil, good over evil, yeah, good over evil, good over evil, good over evil, good over evil. He's talking about the Armageddon, the holy battle, which is between good and evil, not flesh, not bone, but spiritual forces. The Bible verse, Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12, it says, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in all high places. So, yes people, that is the end of this song review and reaction to War. Let me know what you think about this video in your comments below. Like, subscribe, comment and share the light. So until next time, one love, God bless, bye bye.